Valley Sports Sun and Valley Sports Florida. The heart of the fan.
Opening week presented by Front Door. The Rays open a brand new season with the Detroit Tigers in town. The Tigers and the Rays began Major League Baseball 25 plus years ago, and this afternoon the Rays and the Tigers will start it all again in year number 26 as we celebrate 25 years of Major League Baseball. Hi again, everyone, with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Statz. Great to have you aboard. Tricia Whitaker will be with us throughout the afternoon. Celebrations and expectations, BA. The Rays are looking into this new year with high hopes.
Listen, quite frankly, the Tampa Bay Rays have aspirations for the World Series, and for good reason. This is a team has qualified for the postseason in 4 consecutive seasons. They've won the American League East Division 2 of the last 3, and no reason to think with the team that's stronger here in 2023 that they cannot go and make some noise deep into October. This is going to be a fun season.
Yeah, and one of the reasons again this year will be pitching, starting with Shane McClanahan, who opened last year's season on the mound. Same thing this year.
Yeah, and no surprise. I mean, Shane McClanahan coming into spring training, you figured he was the guy to get the opening day nod. He does that for the 2nd consecutive season. You think about his 2022, he started the All-Star game for the American League. That tells you all you need to know. Excellent command of 4 elite pitches. He is going to be a tough matchup for anybody that steps into that batter's box.
So sit back and enjoy the Rays and the Detroit Tigers from Tropicana Field. A brand new season begins just moments away. Fans with many magical moments.
Host of the boys of spring, now to the host of the boys of summer. And the first pitch in Double-A history. Down and in, ball 1, and that will go directly to the Hall of Fame.
This improbable season has another chapter to it. The Rays are going to the World Series.
They got a call between third and home. The ball gets away. Into score Rosarena. The Rays have won.
Oh my! They're trying to catch him in the outfield and they can't.
As we embark upon yet another 162-game journey, the Rays will be led by a cavalcade of young stars looking to leave an indelible mark on the organization and bring a World Series trophy home to Tampa Bay. And so we begin the brand new season 2023. The Rays home against the Detroit Tigers, with Shane McClanahan all set to go to the mound this afternoon. Rays in for 3 games against Detroit, and then a quick trip up to Washington to take on the Nationals, and then right back here to Tropicana Field. It's going to be a fun day. This crowd has already been involved in the pregame ceremonies. It's been a little bit on the raucous side, which is never a bad thing.
Not at all, and it's an early arriving crowd, so they've been frothy down there getting ready for this. A lot of, I'll tell you, baseball, Major League Baseball coming into this season, there's been a lot of juice. I mean, I think the WBC helped out with that. People anxious to see the rule changes and how they are going to translate into everyday Major League Baseball in the regular season. And of course, with this team, like we talked about in the open, big time expectations for 2023.
And one of the reasons they have those great expectations is that young man right there, Shane McClanahan. And he'll be on the top of the mound to start the brand new season here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup he'll face. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Detroit will have Matt Vierling leading off. They got him from Philadelphia. He'll be in right. Javier Baez is at short. Riley Green, the young center fielder, and a good one, will hit third. Eric Kosic's clean up. He'll catch with Spencer Torkelson at first. The former Ray, Austin Meadows in left. Miguel Cabrera beginning his final year of a Hall of Fame career. He'll be the DH. Jonathan Scope at second. Ryan Kreidler is the third baseman, and he will bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, it's going to be left-hander Shane McClanahan, and look at the numbers from a season ago. Of course, we talked about him starting the All-Star game for the American League, and overall a 2.54 earned run average and 166 in the third innings, not to mention 194 strikeouts up against just 38 walks. Excellent command of 4 outstanding pitches. He is capable of going out and dominating on any given day. Let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up in the outfield left to right. We've got Randy Rosarena, Jose Siri, and Manuel Margot across that infield third to first. Isaac Paredes, Wander Franco, Brandon Lau, and Yandy Diaz with Christian Bethancourt back behind the plate.
And the Rays manager, Kevin Cash, beginning his 9th year and 2 American League East titles. This team's been to the postseason 4 years in a row. A.J. Hinch in a rebuilding mode with Detroit. All set to play ball. Here's the first pitch of the brand new season, and it's fouled straight back. Matt Vierling, the right fielder, against Shane McClanahan. Already at 99. Tough to catch up to that this early.
Yeah, what does that tell you about the adrenaline going into an opening day start? Already at full bore with the velocity.
Out of play it goes, and he hit 100 on that one.
It just keeps ramping it up. I don't know how much more he has than triple digits, but I'll tell you what, he is amped up here in the early going, no question.
Strike pitch about to be made, but Vierling steps back, so he has taken his time out of the batter's box.
That's it. You get one per plate appearance. So for Vierling, out of timeouts, Shane McClanahan now can.
This is down. 1 and 2.
We saw that, Dwayne, during some of the spring training games that we were doing. Now that Shane McClanahan knows that timeout cannot be called once again, he can hold the ball as long as he wants on Vierling. He can do nothing but just stand there and get stale, but that's not the approach this AB.
Put away, and it's 2 and 2, and the approach to that would be those hitters. It's tough to hold that same spot. They don't want to get into a position where they kind of drop down.
Yeah,
and there's a cut and miss and a big strikeout to start the brand new year. So McClanahan gets the swinging third strike from Vierling. Well, let's go over these again.
Well, so with the bases empty, when the ball gets back to Shane McClanahan, he catches it. The clock starts at 15 seconds, and he's got to start his delivery in that amount of time. It goes to 20 with the runner on base, 30 seconds between batters, and that hitter, there's some.
Baez taking a ball.
You talk about the hitting side of things. There are some things that they need to adhere to. They have to be in the batter's box, engaged with that pitcher with their eyes at 8 seconds.
There's a liner into left. That's going to be a base hit. Rosarena will make the pickup. Baez is aboard. Baez was a disappointment for this Detroit club last year, so they're looking for him to kind of lead the way.
Well, and he got a changeup that stayed elevated enough. That ball is down and away. He probably rolls over it to the shortstop, Wander Franco, but that ball being elevated, he's able to get it airborne and drop it out into left field.
And there's a strike. Riley Green, young left-handed hitter, he's just 22. Ground ball right side. Down to second one. They'll take it back to first. Not in time. Diaz got back to the bag to take the throw, and Green beat the return peg back.
Well, you were optimistic off the bat, but then realizing Riley Green runs very well and from the left side. Just nothing. Could not step into that throw and therefore had no chance of getting Green. And you did it, and the Rays did it as efficient as they could, but too much speed.
Very Haas doing cleanup, doing the catching. 98, but out of the zone up.
Well, and now here, 2 outs, good speed at first base. Now you start to wonder about the running game. Shane McClanahan was not victimized a whole lot a season ago, but the base paths have shortened.
It's cued foul. 1-1.
You've got the new bases. Bases used to be 15 inches by 15 inches. Now they're 18 by 18. So between first and second base, you're 4.5 inches closer. And you've got Shane McClanahan, who's limited with 2 disengagements from the rubber.
There's a strike. Jerry Lane taking account before coming up with the decision on that one. It's 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With all of that, and I think the fact that the bases are bigger, and as you point out, that means 4.5 inches shorter. I think we're going to see a lot of aggressive play. Down to third, and the peg Paredes to Lau for the force. A man left. Bottom of the first coming. Yandy Diaz will lead it off.
Well, Tampa, it's really good to see you. Happy opening day. Thank you.
By Wander Franco, and then Isaac Paredes hitting third. Randy Arozarena cleaned up. The DH is Harold Ramirez, followed by Manuel Margot. Then Brandon Lau, Christian Bethencourt, and Jose Siri will be the center fielder and bat ninth.
Well, making the opening day start here for the Detroit Tigers, it's going to be left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez. In 17 starts a season ago, even up on the record of 5-5 with a 4.05 in 91 innings of work. He's going to attack these Rays with a 4-seamer. He'll cut it, drop a 2-seamer, a changeup, an occasional slider. So he puts a lot on your plate. The key for him, he's got to be very good with his command.
Well, here's Yandy, coming off a 296 season. His pitch is a little close. 1-0. Balls, no strikes. Rodriguez, 29 years old, and boy, he's a big part of this Detroit ball club if they're to make a move in the positive direction. And he promptly falls behind Yandy here, 3-0.
Well, they were hoping for that a season ago, and as we saw from his numbers, he was limited in starts, 17 starts, about half a year.
3-1.
So obviously hoping for a little bit more, or a lot more, I should say.
Had a strong spring for this Detroit ball club. He was impressive in 5 outings. Under 1.5 in the ERA department for the spring. Verling is camped under this one, backing up a little bit now and making the catch. 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of that Tiger defense in the outfield left to right. We've got Austin Meadows, the former Ray, with Riley Green and Matt Vierling across the infield third to first. Ryan Kreidler, Javier Baez, Jonathan Scope, and Spencer Torkelson with Eric Haas back behind the plate.
And there is Austin Meadows starting in left field, the former Ray. Franco lines one to him. It's going to drop in there in front of Meadows for a base hit. Wander Franco jumping on the first pitch has the first hit.
You were wondering how aggressive Austin Meadows was going to be. This ball gets in just a little bit on Wander Franco. That ball kind of floated out there towards left field, but Austin Meadows played it conservatively. Let that ball drop in. Not trying to do too much too soon.
Now Isaac Paredes takes a strike. Runner takes off. The pitch is fouled the other way. Franco had a big jump.
Well, and now here's the question. Was that Wander Franco in a straight steal? You saw Isaac Paredes let that ball travel and try to shoot the ball the other way, hit and run.
You know, and it's pretty interesting because Scope is shaded way toward the middle. And he pops this one foul the other way, out of play into the screen.
You know, right here, you're getting close to about as aggressive as you can get with the shift. You have to keep two fielders on either side of second base. The feet have to be in the infield dirt, and you can't be directly behind second. That's about as close as you can get, Jonathan Scope. So this is about as extreme as you get as far as the shift goes. And so
wide, 1 and 2. Well, let's look at the direction of hits last year, and most of them pulled.
Which is exactly why you do it. But here's the thing. You know, I'm sure that's something that Isaac Paredes worked on in spring training, is shooting that ball the other way. He knows that they're going to pull on him as aggressively as they can because he was pull heavy. We just saw the numbers. But you also saw on that second strike him try to go the other way. And if they're going to continue to pitch him away, you're going to see him get some base hits there out to right field.
Fouls this one straight back, so he's battling here against the left-hander, Eduardo Rodriguez.
I think that there is so much more to this young man's game offensively that we've seen, and we saw a lot a season ago. 20 home runs, really kind of put himself on the map, but I think there's a lot more for him average-wise.
That's a close pitch. Down and in, 2 and 2. Well, we can take a look at his WBC numbers, and in 6 games, 6 runs batted in. He hit .375.
Had an outstanding WBC along with teammate Randy Arozarena, of course.
He pops him up. Baez out there and makes the catch. Pop to shallow left, handled by the shortstop. And here is Randy Arozarena hitting clean up, and of course a fan favorite here at Tropicana Field. And why not? He's a fan favorite almost every place he goes.
Well, he's always announcing his presence with authority. And we saw him in the WBC, the plays offensively, defensively.
Strike.
The big moments do not faze Randy Arozarena. Always rising to the occasion.
He takes a big cut right there on that fastball in, fouling it 0-2.
Well, right now, Eduardo Rodriguez trying to keep Randy Arozarena from getting those arms extended. Cutter and then fastball in. See if he continues to work in and in off the plate, or now try something soft away.
And he goes soft away off the plate, 1 and 2.
In the early going, you've seen here Eduardo Rodriguez is really trying to make the Rays hitters cognizant of his ability to pitch to both sides of the plate. In and out, we saw it with Paredes. We've seen it here with Arozarena, hard in and then the soft away. Now you can go back out soft away, or you can cut in again on the hands. You've got some options here.
That's a liner into left field. Meadows hesitated for a moment, but recovered and made the catch on the line drive. The Rays leave one, do not score. Advisor Don Zimmer, he's inducted into the inaugural class of the Rays Hall of Fame Sunday. Get your tickets to attend at RaysBaseball.com. Second inning underway. Spencer Torkelson. 1 ball, no strikes. Meadows next, and then Cabrera. Out of play, 1-1.
No, this is a young hitter that the Detroit Tigers really hope takes the next step this season. You know, he was a big part of their plans a season ago. It did not turn out very well for Spencer.
The chopper headed to short. Franco takes care of that. So, 1 away. Well, the front door expert approach, and Shane McClanahan has a great approach, and it begins with that.
Well, and the thing that makes his fastball so special outside of the velocity, the highest of any left-handed starter in Major League Baseball, is his ability to command it up in the zone, both sides of the plate, and that just feeds into all his secondary pitches. You think about, you've got to respect that heater and the command of it, and then, here comes a very effective changeup if you're a right-handed hitter, but then the curveball and the slider, and he is not afraid to go to any of the 4.
And the wave and miss it. How about this mixture right here? Meadows steps in, 97, and then that.
In an unhittable location. So you go from that slider down and away with the swing and miss off the plate below your knees, and then a fastball up and in the mid to upper 90s. Shane McClanahan, and that changeup, look at that usage, how it jumped up a season ago and the opponent average 44.6% whiff rate.
100 there, and a little bit out of the zone up.
Well, why not go back to that slider? You've crowded him with the fastball. You raised his eye level with the fastball.
This one is lined the other way, and it's going to be a base hit off the wall to Rosarena with the pickup, and Meadows has himself a double.
That's a perfect example of, you can throw the right pitch, but you've got to be able to command it, and that pitch just hung. It stayed flat, it stayed up in the zone. To go back to the slider that he swung and missed at earlier in the at-bat, completely different location, and that gave Meadows a chance to put that ball into play.
And here's Miguel Cabrera, now 40 years old. He is the designated hitter. Ground ball down to Paredes, and that throw is on the money. Meadows no place to go. He holds at second. And Cabrera out on the first pitch. 2 gone.
Second baseman, number 7, Jonathan Scope.
Now Jonathan Scope. It's a strike. 97, splitting the plate. Catch up upstairs with a hard stop. 0-2. Up, and he fouls it back, and that's been the story on Scope the last year plus. Trouble catching up with the heat.
Handling velocity, and when you're talking about velocity, top of the strike zone and just above, where it's real difficult to lay off, and it's also really difficult to get to. Right there, Shane McClanahan just walking him up the ladder. How high are you willing to go? And then about the time that you plateau, well, here comes the changeup down about 10 miles an hour slower, and you're in big trouble with that.
Two and 2, 99 away from him and up.
He certainly is not being very shy about how he's trying to attack Scope. 4 straight elevated heaters.
And he did not get the call there. Bethencourt thought they had strike 3.
Breaking ball, top of the zone. It certainly looked like they could have.
Yep.
Probably should have.
So now it's gone to 3-2 from 0-2. And the chase on the foul ball on the fastball up out of the zone.
I'll tell you what, the thing that's already noticeable is the pace of the game. I mean, already. Guys are at the ready.
Fouls a fastball, so this is turning out to be an extended at bat. We're 8 pitches in after that 0-2, and he was just overmatched to get down 0-2.
He had those 2 misses well above the zone, and that kind of gave Scope a little bit of life here. At least he's extended the AB.
Now he gets him. A cut and a miss right there. Man left at second. Harold Ramirez leads it off when we come back. Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters during a home game. Go to any Canes Furniture store within 5 days. Receive a Tijuana Flats coupon. Visit CanesStrikeout.com. Harold Ramirez takes the first pitch for a ball. Ramirez, the DH, then Margot, followed by Lau. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. You know, the other thing about the increased pace of play, I think it gets hitters into a swing mode more than we've seen in the past.
I think you're probably right. You know, there have been a couple of hitters that have come out and said, look, it puts me in a more aggressive mindset.
Yep.
That obviously would lead to more swings, you would think. You know, look, watch these at-bats, and just the hitters don't leave the batter's box. Remember that it used to be, you know, there'd be a pitch thrown, you would take it for a ball, step out of the box to readjust the batting gloves.
Strike 3 call.
And they just stay in the box and they're ready to hit.
Yep.
And right now, Harold Ramirez ready to hit, but a perfect fastball there by Eduardo Rodriguez. I mean, that location just doesn't get much better. Just locked him up. I'll tell you, here in the early going, he has been good to both sides of the plate.
Margot takes the pitch upstairs. 1-0. The Rays saw Rodriguez briefly. Remember the game about the middle of May last year. And a strike call, 2-1. He had a rib cage strain left in the first inning. I think he got 1 out. Gave up a couple walks and some hits. Little popper short right and barely toward the line. 2 gone.
Now let's take a look at our Toyota Keys. Brandon Lau, the last 2 seasons, and what they need out of him. 149 games, 39 homers in 2021. Was limited last year because of injury to just 65 games. Of course, the numbers are going to drop off, and that's what the Rays really hoping for with their offense here in 2023, a full season of Brandon Lau.
Ball, no strikes.
No big offensive moves in the offseason. You start to bank on this guy being healthy all season, Wander.
Well, we've seen what he can do if he's healthy. Those 39 home runs 2 years ago. And last year was just physically a nightmare for him. Way ahead now, 3-0.
Rodriguez. Brandon Lau's had some success off of him, so he's being very, very careful after falling behind.
Yeah, he's had some great success There's a strike. 4 hits, 4 for 13, and 3 home runs.
You think about the profile of Eduardo Rodriguez, not big with the slider. He's more of a fastball, changeup, cutter guy.
And he walks loud.
So when you think about in the weapons that you use to attack left on left, the first one that comes to mind is a sweeping slider, some sort of breaking ball down and away, and that's going to give a lefty fits. That's not a big offering for him, as you can see right down there at the bottom at just 4% usage.
You know, the other thing that I saw about him that was kind of interesting to me, he's not a big spin rate guy. Like his spin rate's kind of low. Ground ball down to third. Kreidler makes the throw across the diamond. We'll talk about that more as we come back. On to the third we go.
By two very special people who, if you're a Rays fan, hardly need an introduction. This year, Matt Joyce and Denard Span, both former Rays players, will be joining us on Rays Live, the pregame and the postgame show as analysts. So guys, I want to ask you first and foremost, how excited are you to be joining the Rays and your hometown team? You guys are both Tampa natives.
Yeah, pumped. I'm excited, man. I mean, obviously, opening day is always a special day. To be able to be around the Rays community again, to be talking about the game that we love, and then obviously Tampa boys, you know, I mean, it's special for us. It really is.
Denard, how about you?
This is awesome, man. This is like a dream come true for me. To be able to work for my hometown team, come here and talk about, you know, my favorite team growing up, just a blessing, and just looking forward to what this year brings.
These guys are on cloud nine, and let me tell you, I've been walking through the concourse with these guys, and you can't go 3 steps without them getting stopped. They are very beloved by people at Tropicana Field and Rays fans. All right, guys, last question for you. Keys to the season for this team. We know the starting rotation is strong. That offense, they need to step it up. Bullpen strong. What are you seeing, Matt?
Keep your horses healthy. You know, I think that's #1 for me. I mean, obviously, Wander had some issues last year, some health issues. You saw Brandon had some issues. So, I mean, you have to keep those horses healthy because those are going to be your guys that do damage. And then, obviously, starting pitching to your point, right? Like, got a strong starting staff. Obviously, getting Glass now back is going to be really important. Just keep these guys healthy.
Denard, go.
I think, obviously, the easy answer would be to talk about Wander Franco, talk about B. Loud, Randy Arozarena. But in my opinion, I think it starts, or not starts, it's important for Taylor Walls, J-Lo, Luke Raley, some of these young guys to take a step forward in their maturation. Last year, there was a rookie year, and, you know, they stumbled a little bit. But I think if they can just compete and, you know, they don't have to do anything earth-shattering. Just come out here and do what do what they can do. I think they'll be fine.
Listen to that expert analysis, Dwayne and BA. That's what you're going to get on the pre and post game show when Matt Joyce and Denard Span are on our air. Thank you so much, guys. We're looking forward to having you this season. Dwayne and BA, let's send it back to you.
You know what we're thinking? Depth chart. Depth chart.
Listen, the broadcast crew had a very, very good offseason.
Erling taking that pitch for a strike. I'll tell you, we have perspectives from all angles, which is really fun.
Well, you've got 2 hitters, 2 pitchers.
Yep.
And you've got a left-handed pitcher, a right-handed pitcher. Yeah, there's a lot to go over there. That'd be fun. Everybody mixing it up.
Saw McClanahan fall behind Kreidler and then come back to strike him out on the fastball to 97. Now he's ahead of Matt Vierling. And the chopper handled by Paredes. He throws a strike to Diaz. 2 up and 2 down. So I want to be modest about this, but coverage now from the beginning of the pregame all the way through game coverage and postgame, there's some great depth right there.
I would say it's going to be strong to quite strong.
Line shot foul off the bat of Baez. Well, it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, all around. You're right. I mean, the broadcast, the crew, That's going to be fun. This team's going to be fun. This season has a chance to be special.
I really think this team's going to be as entertaining as any team we've seen. And we're talking about 4 teams the last 4 years gone to the postseason. And I just think, for the reasons we just touched on in the open, I think this team offensively could be very entertaining.
Well, anybody that has followed the rule changes down in the minor leagues and see how it has reshaped the landscape of the game down there, talks about adding a lot of athleticism, more aggressive on the base paths. That fits right into the Rays' way of doing things. They love to accumulate athletes. They want, and you're going to have athletes with no shift. You're going to have to cover more ground. You can't hide an infielder.
Pitch is going to be a little wide and a walk to Baez. It comes with 2 outs. Well, when you look at the major league since 2018, the Rays are 4th in Major League Baseball in wins. And that's some pretty good company right there.
Yeah, I was going to say that you're talking about the blue bloods of the sport right now, and the Rays obviously one of them.
Riley Green takes a strike.
At least here over the recent history, what they've been able to put together.
They didn't miss just a little high. 1-1. The chop. Who's going to cover first? McClanahan couldn't get there in time, and Lau, trying to get over there in time, could not cover the bag.
That's a play right there that if Shane McClanahan's not going to be able to get to, it's going to be a tough play to make. The ball chopped right into the ground. Yandy Diaz has to come and get it. Shane McClanahan just a tick late. Let's watch his follow through. It's going to take him towards the third base line. Now you've got to stop, pivot, and get there. Just too far.
So Green with the infield hit. Derek Haas after the first pitch, and boy, does he sky that one on the right side. Yandy Diaz makes the catch, and that takes care of Detroit. Jose Siri's going to lead it off when we come back. Opening week presented by Front Door, an all-new home repair and maintenance app coming soon. By your local Honda dealer. And by Frontier. Uncable yourself. Get fiber internet. Well, look back at the original opening day. 1998 right there. First pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Rays center fielder takes that pitch in a little bit. Wade Boggs did get the home run. He got the first home run in Devil Rays history in a losing effort. And Davey Martinez got the first hit.
Well, there you go, coming full circle. Here's the number 12, iconic in Devil Rays.
Here's a shot off the bat of Siri. That has carry. Gone. Home run. Jose Siri hits one out.
Well, there's the grip, the slider, and it stays flat, not a lot of movement to it. And worse yet, middle of the plate. Jose Siri does not miss. You know, that's the thing. We've been talking about Eduardo Rodriguez working both sides of the plate effectively. He is going to miss from time to time. It's typically going to be over the middle. Can't miss those.
Now strike on the inside edge to Yandy Diaz. Strike one. Well, 7 home runs total last year for the Rays center fielder in just over 300 at bats. And the Rays think there's more power in there, as we just saw there. 0-2 count here on Diaz. Ball 2 strikes.
you know, you go back actually, because my ears are starting to smoke up here thinking about a lefty on righty slider by Eduardo Rodriguez, a pitch he doesn't use very often. 89 miles an hour. That was a cutter. And that was a ball that cut right to the middle of the plate. Take a look. They're trying to go in, and it just stays flat and out over. Those are the pitches that you just cannot miss if you're a Rays hitter, because Rodriguez is going to be in, out, in, out. He makes that mistake, you got to pounce.
The pounce is exactly what he did. Chopper headed to short off the bat of Wander Franco. And the strikeout, and now the ground out following the home run.
I'll tell you, Jose Siri is an interesting guy for me. Yeah, I was asked, you know, who's your wild card on this Rays team? Interested to see how he develops as a hitter. The leverage he's able to create, we just saw it. The speed that he has. You know he's going to be an outstanding defender. So where can his game go?
He is. That's why I think they actually expect he'll hit for more power than they saw. It'll be interesting. I'm going to check the little ground ball right side. Torkelson's going to make the play unassisted. So the Rays get the run on the home run by Jose Siri, and they have taken a 1-0 lead. Strikeout and a couple of ground ball outs.
Amped up, but he does look really good. Pleased with where he's at.
Thank you for the imposition, Kevin. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Kevin Cash joining us here in the middle of the contest. We go to the fourth. Torkelson fouls that first pitch away. Strike one.
I'll tell you what, with this pace of play, you just don't have a whole lot of time anymore.
You got to get with the program.
You got to get in and get out.
Yeah, you got to catch the train, or otherwise you're left at the station. This one is upstairs. 1-1. Well, a lot of hours and the brain power went into making these changes. And for the most part, Torkelson swings and misses what looked like maybe a good changeup there.
It was an excellent changeup. That has become a real weapon for McClanahan, not just a show-me pitch.
Over the mound, and right there is Brandon Lau, who's going to make the play. And Lau was as close as he could be.
Yeah, let's
up
take
the middle.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting, because even Torkelson, boy, he is as close as you are going to get. And, you know, these are plays that can be reviewed if A.J. Hinch doesn't like what he saw.
There's Austin Meadows taking a strike. Yeah, but then again, you'd better be ready to review it, because you've got the hurry-up game going there too.
You have to, it's now immediate. You've got to get your hand up as a manager immediately. And if the umpire, or whoever that may be, you know, notices and grants you, you've got 15 seconds before you have to have yes or no.
There's a ground ball. It's going to go through the middle, and Meadows has his second hit.
There's no waiting around and you know, the manager looking down at somebody on a phone and, you know, wait a minute, now we want. You've got to immediately put your hand up, and then you've got 15 seconds to determine yes or no. We're going to go to the replay.
Yeah. Well, there's the pace. How about all this? Last year, a little over 3 hours in spring training, 2:35, and without it all in the World Baseball Classic, 3:21. Miguel Cabrera. Pitch is down. 1-0. Foul back. If you look at the infield now with a runner on, Meadows over there being held by Yandy Diaz, the right side of that infield is almost completely open.
Well, just take a look. I mean, there you go. Plenty of room. You've got to have the ability to go that way, but this is the 2023 version of close to an extreme shift.
Gets it fouled the other way, out of play.
We do know that Miguel Cabrera can handle the bat. And if he wants to go the other way, he is more than capable of going the other way. The Rays banking more on him trying to drive the baseball. Thought it was interesting, and we didn't even talk about it in his first at-bat, but seeing him in the opening day lineup in the 7-hole. It was the last time he hit down there.
Unaccustomed to seeing that for sure. A little bit high with 98, 2-2. Well, there's the breakout last year, and he had more hits to right than anywhere else.
And and the Rays in this at bat are just daring him to go that way. And a timeout call there by Miguel Cabrera. The point.
One on, one out. 2-2 count. And that's going to be too low. The count is full. It was kind of interesting, that pitch. Cabrera appeared to be calling for an opinion from the first base umpire on a ball that had already been called a ball. Ground ball over the mound right there. Lau out at second and out at first. Rays get the double play. And by the Florida Lottery, which has generated over $43 billion for Florida's students and schools. Wade Boggs, number 3,000. Came into that game needing 3 hits to get there. Got a couple of them early and then cashed in. Number 3,000, the home run, first man ever to do that. Randy Arozarena leading off the home half of the 4th. 1-0, middle part of the order. He gets that back foot out of the way, and the count is 2-0. Harold Ramirez will be next, and then Manuel Margot. Rodriguez comes back with a strike, 2-1. Three and one. Counts gonna go full.
Randy looking for that fastball, sitting dead red on the heater, fooled by that changeup. Let's see if Rodriguez goes right back to it.
Pop fly short center. Riley Green is there, and so is the right fielder Verling for the first out.
Fantasy 5 isn't just a nocturnal game anymore. Now there's a midday draw.
Seize the midday with the new Fantasy 5 draw.
One away for Harold Ramirez. He was caught looking his first time on a fastball in. 1-0. One. Making a rip at the fastball. One.
All game long, Eduardo Rodriguez has been, especially with these right-handed hitters, trying to get them to think about the pitch in, crowd them in, and then expand that plate away late. Great example of it right there. And then about the time that he sees you leaning out there going after that pitch, remember, struck him out in his last at-bat with a fastball in, locked him up. Let's see if they go back to it. Stay away.
Ramirez got a little piece of it to extend the at-bat.
Yeah, that's the old emergency hack. The backdoor cutter. So out of the hand, Harold Ramirez sees that pitch off the plate away, and then realizing it's a cutter. Boy, it's just a late swing at the end to try and do just what he did, spoil the pitch. Earn yourself another. Maybe he makes a mistake.
This one comes in on him, and it's popped up. Scope at second base. 2 gone. Claim your share of the Rays 50-50 charity raffle jackpot. Proceeds support youth programming in Tampa Bay, so you can win big and support the community. Visit RaysBaseball.com/50-50. Now Manuel Margot. It found its way to the plate. Strike 1. Margot came into this game 4 for 12 in his career against Rodriguez. It's out of play. Andy Diaz had more at-bats than anybody against him in the Rays lineup and had gone 8 for 16 against him. And again, Margot 4 of 12. Fouls it away. Cut and miss. A 1-2-3 inning. 3rd strikeout for Rodriguez. We go to the 5th. 1-0 Tampa Bay. MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Tropicana Field. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. 1 strike the count on Jonathan Scope. Swinging and missing that first one. Scope had what turned out to be an extended at bat. His first time up in the 2nd. Went to 3-2. Up front chasing that one, 1-2. And eventually McClanahan got him swinging on the curveball. And he gets him a little quicker this time on the fastball up. Strikes him out. So McClanahan picks up the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Kreidler is going to be the next hitter. Kreidler struck out in the 3rd inning. The first pitch is a fastball and a strike call. Foul back. 0-2. McClanahan with 2 men out of the 3rd gave up a walk and a single infield hit and left those 2 men on. 4 strikeouts for the Rays lefty. And a foul ball back. He's got their run at the bottom of the 3rd on the home run by Jose Siri. Those are the run, 2 hits. Detroit no runs, 4 hits. Just a bit low. 1 and 2. And again, Brandon Lau. There's Siri with the home run. Lau shaded toward the middle. About as close as he can get up the middle. Swing and a miss. He had Kreidler out in front. Strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down. And we're happy to have James Shields join us in the booth. James, good to see you.
Swing, what's happening, man?
You look like you can put the uniform on and go pitch right now.
I don't look any better than BA right now.
Well, hey, he keeps himself ready at all times. This could be a pretty good righty-lefty combo right here.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here, man. So happy to be here.
Great to see you. Honestly, you look like you can put a uniform on and go pitch right now.
Well, I got 2 older girls, so I got to be in shape, you know.
This pitch is down 1-1.
We were just talking when James came in here. We were talking about this pace of play and how quickly these innings. I mean, he couldn't even get sat down, and there's 2 outs in this half.
Yeah, they're going quicker, right? It kind of reminds me of when I was pitching.
Right? And listen, we've talked about this long and hard about the pace of play being dictated by the pitcher. Working quickly always was an advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Put the hitter on his heels.
Yeah, well, I was 245 in the game. Yep. I mean, there's no question.
Well, that's why you were one of the broadcaster's favorites.
we need to go to dinner.
That's a foul ball. Out of play right there.
We understood what the fans wanted.
and you got to give the fans what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
No, it's good. I mean, I'm glad they're speeding the game up. Hey, you know, it's all good, man. So good to be here. Wow.
I'm sure it was. I mean, what was that? Well, here we go.
Right.
We have to wait.
Margot's going to take care of that. And we'll come back in the bottom of the 5th inning. James Shields will stick around. 5th inning brought to you by your local GMC. And proving that he can still do it. You look good out there.
Hey,
really nice going.
By the way,
thank God for my brother.
No, listen, I heard you on an interview talking about I'm not going to have to go up to the top of the rubber. I'm just going to be able to play. I hadn't thrown a ball in 4 years, and yet right there, midseason form. Right from the rubber, down and away, swing and a miss, see you later.
I'm going to have to ice my whole body.
You know, that reminds me, and you can correct me if my memory is mistaken here, but as a young pitcher, you had some arm problems that really forced you into becoming the pitcher you were, because you dropped a little velocity.
Yeah.
And you came back from that surgery.
Yeah.
Probably a better pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, I was a fastball guy only. I'd like to consider myself a hitter in a pitcher's body. Dwayne.
Oh yeah, well, BA tells me the same thing.
Yeah. So all I did was throw hard. That was about it. So when I had surgery, I ended up developing my changeup, which is my bread and butter, you know, in the big league. So if it wasn't for me getting hurt right there, you know, if I'm going to spin a positive on that thing. You know, I think for me it's the changeup all day long.
Well, there was a changeup right there on that first pitch, and then followed by that one, and it was lethal.
Yeah.
Well, I tell people all the time, your changeup, it was so elite that you'd get ahead of a hitter 0-2, and you were going to come with it 3 or 4 straight pitches. And it was, okay, you may be able to lay off the first, you may be able to lay off that second one, but eventually that guy was going to cave, he was going to punch out, and you weren't going to get off that pitch. It was that good.
Yeah, they couldn't help themselves. I kept feeding them the kitchen and throwing the rosin bag at the plate, and they kept swinging. So, they get a little stubborn. You have to play off that.
2 quick outs here. Now Siri at the plate, and that's a strike call. Well, you were always involved in off-the-field community work when you were here. You're still doing some of that, reviving some of it.
Yeah. The last inning, we're rededicated the Big Game James Club, which is a foster care program that we started here a long time ago, my wife and I, and we rededicated that today, actually. So when I got traded, they had to change the name since I wasn't a part of the team anymore.
Yep.
But the fact that they're keeping it going, and they came back and they changed the name back to Big Game James Club, and really just helping these kids get forever families, and just to see the program and what the Rays have done has just been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, what an absolute honor, and so well deserved. And obviously that lets you know what the organization thinks about you, feels about you and your family. That's outstanding.
It's all about legacy and bringing the community together. So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's a win-win. It's a win for the kids. It's a win for the team, for the club, the franchise, and for you. And we'll go back in time and take a look at.
Hey.
How about all that?
A youthful big game right there.
15 years ago.
Siri out on strikes. Great to see
Hey,
you. I'm so
thanks for
glad that
having
you
me,
dropped
guys,
in.
man.
And
Yeah.
hey, you always have a home here. Drop in
Hey, I
anytime
love you guys,
want.
man, and thanks
look forward
for
to
having me. Always good to be back.
Yes,
good to
sir.
see you guys.
All right. Get Kreidler. Back-to-back strikeouts in the fifth of Scope and Kreidler again.
Well, didn't we say that he could get you with anything? And he's a couple with the curveball, the fastball, the changeup. Need to get the slider in the mix now.
And there's a strike. Baez tried to check on that fastball up. Strike one. We had 79 pitches through 5. There's a big cut in the mids on 97. So no holding back that time, and Baez missed it. And a cut and miss. Boy, that was quick. 97, 3 pitches. See ya.
And what wasn't quick was the swing, and that's why he was able to get Baez. When you're going 97 and it's in the top part of the strike zone away, that swing has got to be direct short to the baseball, and you can see how big and long it got, and McClanahan able to take advantage of that.
Upstairs to the left-handed bat of Riley Green. Lifts it into center. Series going to have room, not yet to the track. 2 gone.
That was really awesome to get James Shields back up here in the booth. I wanted to run a scenario by him, you know, because of the conversations that we had when I was Jim Hickey's assistant, and say, okay, let me give you a hypothetical. 7 innings, you've gone 7 innings, you've given up a run, 98 pitches. Joe Madden in between innings tells you that you're done. Thoughts?
Yes, really. That'd be great.
I don't know how many times that I would have to be part-time, you know, mental health therapy the next day for how angry he would be of getting taken out of a game that he didn't think he was ready to come out of.
Yeah. If I'm running a club, I want a whole staff of those guys. Those are the guys I want. 2-0 the count to Haas. Rays got some action up in the bullpen. Beeks the lefty and Thompson the right-hander. Into center with some hang time out there, and Siri runs under it. 1-2-3. Bottom of inning 6 coming. 1-0 Rays. Game 162 right there. A lot of memories floating around this year as we look back over 25 years of Rays baseball. Rays batting here in the bottom of the 6th, top of the order. Yandy Diaz 1-0 the count. 2-0. Yandy has hit a fly ball to right and has struck out. Fouls it back. There's Franco and Paredes coming up in the inning. 3-1. And ball 4. So the Rays with the leadoff man on base.
Hey, Tampa Bay fans! Get all you need for spring for less at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Wander Franco batting from the right side against Rodriguez. Which is a strike. Franco singled into first, grounded to short as last time. Close. 1. Jason Foley, the right-hander, up in the bullpen. Braves also have some action. It's 2-1. Colin Poche up now in the bullpen for the Rays. Three and one. Siri hit the home run in the third. Rodriguez then retired the next 9 men to face him before walking Diaz. He's behind Franco. Liner back into left. Meadows right there for it. One away. 1 on 1 out for Paredes. Running with the Rays 5K and family fun run comes up Sunday, April 16th. Fans can join in person or virtually. A portion of all proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. Register at raysbaseball.com/5K. The Rays with a run, 2 hits. Franco had a single in the first. Siri the home run in the third. They've drawn a couple walks in the process, and here's Paredes. Pitch is down.
Tell you, 1-run game. That's a big block there by Haas. Has not been a lot of action for either one of these offenses, and with Yandy Diaz down there at first base to get that block in the dirt on a tough pitch and keep him there. Big this time of the game.
Pitch comes in on him, and he's fouled that one out of play. 1-1.
Yeah, every 90 feet is being contested here this afternoon with these two pitchers. One mistake. A cut fastball to the middle of the plate. Jose Siri jumped on. That is the difference right now.
Tight there. 2-1. There's Siri. He hit the home run. Hit it out to left in the third inning. 2-2. It's Randy Arozarena on deck. Pitch comes in on Paredes, and he lifts that one foul. Well, Rodriguez with 87 pitches. I think McClanahan through 6 has 87 as well. O'Shea continues to throw the Rays bullpen. And a base hit shot up the middle. Diaz will advance to second. Paredes has his first hit. That's going to get Arozarena up there.
Really nice at bat by Isaac Paredes, and he finally gets a changeup that stays up enough. He was not fooled. You can see the swing. Watch here. Everything's on time. Not fooled by that changeup. Saw it well and drove it right through the middle of the field.
And it would appear that's going to be the end of the day for Eduardo Rodriguez. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The new pitcher. Pitch is a strike to Randy Arozarena. The Rays with 2 men on base. Takes it low. That's 98, but down out of the zone. 1-1. Foley's always around that plate. And he's going to get the call there. He was around the plate close enough for a strike there.
Yeah, Eric Haas going out and trying to get around that pitch and then pull it back in. And he gets the call.
Randy shoots it up the middle. Base hit into center. Here comes Walls. He's going to score, and the Rays lead 2-0.
Watch the swing of Randy Arozarena and him pull his hands in closer to the body to get the barrel to the baseball. Here it is. It's like almost like a front door slider. Pulls the hands in, stays inside the baseball, and he's able to get it through the middle of the field. What a great piece of hitting there by Arozarena. A real good approach deeper into that count.
Well, there's the pose of success right there.
And that's the light version. He'll get more dramatic than that. That's just a sneak peek.
So the Rays taking advantage of the leadoff walk drawn by Yandy Diaz. And then with the 1-out single by Paredes, Walls came on to run. And Arozarena punched that one through. Here's some of Randy's exploits, and the entertainment value is off the charts.
Offensively, defensively, strong boot game with the sombrero. And I'll tell you what, he was flashing the leather in that tournament too. Patrick Sandoval thought he had given up a home run on that particular pitch. Randy robs it. And the stare down. And the pose. Look at the fans behind him.
Some fun right there. Luke Raley's going to bat now in the place of Harold Ramirez. And a cut and a miss. So the Rays now with 2 runs, 4 hits. Both runs charged to Rodriguez. It's inside, 1-1. Get through, yes, face it, right center. Paredes will score. Into third goes Arozarena. Luke Raley got it through the infield.
That ball is pulled right into the teeth of the shift a season ago. Off-speed changeup, right off the end of the bat to the pull side, but there's the setup. That's as close as you can get, and it dribbles through. Another run for the Rays. Continue to tack on.
3-0 now, first and third. Luke Raley comes through.
I'll tell you, that's where you're going to see the difference. That ball does not get through last year. May not be a double play, but it's not getting into the outfield. Not with Luke Raley. You know they're going to pull the shift on him, and that's all going to be shut down over there. That ball was not sharply hit, but it was out of the range of scope. And no chance for Baez to get there.
Strike the count on Manuel Margot. Broken bat, ground ball short. Baez to scope and over to first, 6-4-3. But the Rays tack on. It's a 2-run inning. 3-0 Rays. Go. Rays with 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And with that, they've made some changes. Colin Poche will take over on the mound. Changes on the corners of the infield. Taylor Walls is at third. Paredes moves over to play first. And the first pitch is a strike from Poche as he faces Spencer Torkelson. There's Walls down at third. Ground ball, shortstop. And they throw to first in time. So one away.
Well, what can you say about Shane McClanahan? Consecutive opening day starts, does not disappoint. 6 very strong innings, did not give up anything on the scoreboard. A walk, 6 strikeouts. Had the fastball working, curveball, slider, mixed in all the pitches. Was efficient. Gave Kevin Cash just what he was hoping for.
A strike. 0-1 to count on Austin Meadows. It's going to be out of play all the way over Bethencourt, but no chance. A year ago, Poche at home and on the road, quite a difference. 574 on the road, and at home a 254 earned run average. 1-2. We've gotten the first out in the 7th inning. Foul right back. Boy, getting that first out is such an accomplishment in terms of trying to control an inning. That's a big step in the right direction.
Without a doubt, and even more so when you get late in the game.
Yep.
You go into your bullpen. You need guys that come out and just limit base runners. And you're right, out one. Well, look at the stats. You know, leadoff man aboard, no matter how he gets aboard, your chances of scoring that inning go up significantly.
Yeah, you put that leadoff man on, and it's about a 50-50 toss-up.
Well, that's why you've got to trust your pitchers. You've got to trust them to be able to attack the strike zone. No free passes to lead off an inning. Rays do a great job in that department.
Pop to the left side. Short left. DeRosarena's still coming, and he's there. 2 gone.
Your card was in your bag this morning, but by now, it could be anywhere. Good thing you have the GTE mobile app. Instantly easy with GTE.
Ground out and a fly ball to left against Poche. There's Miguel Cabrera. He lines this one into left. That's going to 2-hop the wall. Cabrera will make the turn and move into second with a double. Cabrera on the first pitch. That's his first hit.
Well, just dropped the bat right on that fastball that was pulled to the inner part of the plate, down and in. Doesn't try to overswing, overthink it. Drop the barrel to it, get it to the wall.
Jonathan Scope. Just missed a little end. I don't know. Tied again, 2-0. Ball fouled back, 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Shane McClanahan, 6 innings, 87 pitches, no runs, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 6. O'Shea, 2 outs into the 7th, has given up a double. And now the walk. Just inside. 2 men on. Skip the lines and get back to the action quicker. Swing by the shortstop at the Budweiser porch for your snack and beverage needs. And you can be in and out quicker than you can say shortstop. Ray's going to talk things over on the mound here with 2 outs. Suddenly, Detroit will have the potential tying run coming to the plate. And Jason Adams is going to get busy in the bullpen.
Yeah, quite the turn of events here. That's why Kyle Snyder out there, not only to talk to Colin Poche and try to get him through the final out of this inning, but also to give Jason Adams time to get ramped up as quickly as he can. Well, leave it to Miguel Cabrera to get it started for the Tigers.
2-out double. You know, you talk about 3,000 hits and home runs and all that, and his first hit was a home run in his career. He has now 608 doubles. Only 18 hitters have over 600 doubles
in the history of the game.
How about that?
Yeah.
Swing and miss, Ryan Kreitler. Here's Cabrera at second. Scope at first. And a strike call outside part of the plate. 0-2.
Doing a better job in this at-bat of riding that fastball further up in the zone. Some of the early hitters, that ball being pulled down just a little bit.
Up the right side, the other way toward the line. Margot stretches down, makes the catch. Unbelievable grab. That ball was headed for the corner with some slice on it. And Margot makes an outstanding grab. Rays still lead 3-0. Stamp that one with a star. 7th inning stretch brought to you by
passed away this offseason. You're looking at Neil Solondz and Andy Freed in the radio booth. They are wearing hula Hawaiian shirts in honor of Dave Wills because he famously showed up to the park every day in that hula shirt. And take a look at the sticker on the helmets. The guys will be wearing these stickers to honor the late Dave Wills all season long because, guys, we know how much of an impact he had on this franchise. That radio booth is not the same without him in it. And Neil and Andy are doing their best to honor Dave today, wearing those shirts and doing a phenomenal job on the call, guys.
Well, thank you very much, and you're absolutely right about all of that. And there they are. Popped up foul by Brandon Lau. The count is 2 strikes. Jason Shreve is the new pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. Takes care of Brandon Lau. Shreve picking up the strikeout. Here's Christian Bethancourt. He's 0 for 2. No.
A heavy dose of the off speed. Was able to get Brandon Lau with the changeup down and in. You don't see that very often. Left on left. A couple here to Bethancourt.
It's 2-1.
Trying to Use that changeup to set up the heater. Not overpowering.
Squared. Well, the Rays with a run in the third on the Jose Siri homer, and then 2 runs in the 6th. After getting out in front, the count is now 3-2. Stepping back, Bethancourt.
I don't know if I've seen that before, warming up with no hat.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
No.
The right side, that's going to be foul.
Up just as we speak.
Yeah.
There it is. He was like, I feel naked out here. Where's my hat?
You can't warm up without a hat.
No, you can't. I have a hard time playing catch without a hat on.
Yep. And ball 4. Shreve loses his hitter.
Well, Jose Siri coming to the plate. Let's go back to the 3rd inning. Our Chevy play of the game. A misplaced cutter from Eduardo Rodriguez, and that ball leveraged out into the seats in left field, giving the Rays at the time a 1-0 lead. They have since expanded it.
Want to know the count? It's 1-1.
I'll say this about Jose Siri. His bling game is in midseason form.
Any day of the year, I think it's in midseason form.
I think he's taken it up a notch this year.
2-1 now.
Feeling good about 2023. Well, great start for him, that first at bat.
Yep. Strike 2-2.
It was interesting when you were asking Kevin Cash about him, and Kevin thinking that there's more to his offensive game that everybody's going to get a good look at this season.
And he is out on strikes right here.
That right there is what they call pitching backwards. The changeup early, slow you down, and then the 4-seam fastball. Not going to blow you away at 90-91, but after the steady diet of the slow stuff, that ball will jump on you.
Now Taylor Walls. His first at bat, strike 1. He entered as a pinch runner and stayed on to play 3rd. One ball, 1 strike. Something extra on that one, 1 and 2. Upstairs, 2-2. Back. Jason Shreve has been around for a while, parts of 10 seasons in the major leagues, a couple stints with the Yankees and the Mets.
That's where I start to feel old. 10 seasons? I feel like we ran across Chase and Shreve 2 or 3 years ago.
Doesn't it?
Yes. That's scary.
Yeah. That's why I felt so good that James Shields looked so young.
True.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Give him a uniform. Let him go pitch.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Wow, does time fly?
Ground ball headed to short. And over to second. Baez to Scope. We're going to go to the 8th. Rays lead 3-0. Florida Lottery jackpot stat, career best last season for Jason Adams. 67 games with a 1.56 ERA, holding the opposition to 147 and stranding. This is an amazing number. 28 of the 31 inherited runners. And as we go to the 8th, Matt Burling is due up. Zach McKinstry will pinch hit. After the first pitch, fouling it back, strike one. Rays got a run in the 3rd on the Siri homer, added 2 runs in the 6th inning. We play in the 8th. Down to first, that's fair, back in the bag. Handled by Paredes. Well, his numbers last year were outstanding. He really was a major part of that Rays bullpen and their overall success.
Another example of the Rays bringing a guy in with not a ton of fanfare and turning him into a star. Had a great run in the WBC for Team USA.
Sweep to that one, and Baez a big swing and miss. Well, let's try it again.
Listen, that is a pitch that you're going to see a whole lot more of this season around the game of baseball. When you start thinking about sliders and sweeping sliders that get a ton of horizontal movement. Another timeout call here. And here's the long hole.
Did he go? He did not. 1 and 2.
And right there, Jason Adams trying to take advantage of Javier Baez having used up his timeout. Trying to get him to chase after that slider once again.
Lifted back into left. Rosarena is going to be there and makes the catch. 2 gone.
When you file with TaxAct, live help is easy.
Riley Green. He had a base hit, an infield hit in the 3rd. That pitch is too low. Two up, 2 down, and now Adam behind in the count. Jackson. 4-pitch walk. And the third walk given up by Rays pitching. Mary Koss. Not a bat against Adam. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. Put the ball in the air twice. And 0 for 3. 1-1.
Jason Adam, you know, one of those short inning relievers in high leverage spots with 3 pitches. And he'll come after you with the slider. He'll change the shape of it, the speed of it. Good changeup that we just saw, the riding fastball.
Yeah, the interesting thing about him, those 3 pitches are pretty much evenly distributed.
And just think about how much tougher that makes it for the hitter. Yep. It's not like you're 50, 35% and then 15%. It's like you said, they're very evenly mixed. And that just means doesn't matter the count, doesn't matter what pitch it is, you could see anything. Completely three completely different profiles. All nasty.
Bounce lays off, and it's 2-2.
So you lay off of that, you take a deep breath. Okay, didn't chase that. Well, he may come right back with it. You may see the fastball ride up through the zone. You may see that changeup again that's giving you trouble in this AB.
Runner on the move. The pitch, a soft little liner, caught it short by Franco. No runs, a walk, and a man left. Franco will lead off when we come back.
Well, it is time for our New Teeth Now game summary as we head into the home half of the 8th inning. Let's start with Shane McClanahan. 6 shutout innings, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, doing exactly what you would hope coming out as the opening day starter. Eduardo Rodriguez ends up giving up the 3 earned runs. Jose Siri got him for that home run in the 3rd inning that gave the Rays the early lead. They were able to string together some singles in the 6th inning and extend that lead out to 3-0.
And the Rays coming in to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning against Mason Englert. Strike the count on Wander Franco. Oh, 2 now. Zach McKinstry in right field. Going to be down. Two and 2. Pete Fairbanks busy in the bullpen for the Rays. The other way. Englert against Franco. Englert, a Rule 5 draft pitcher. They got him from the Texas Rangers organization. So he's making his major league debut out here. Pitch is lifted foul, bullpen area, and that's going to fall. It's going to be a no play.
Got a little T-Rex action here at the very end. Looked like Torkelson had a beat on this, and then as he closed in on the Rays bullpen in the low wall, get full extension with that arm.
Perhaps intimidated by the guys down there in the bullpen. It's a tough bullpen. Pitch is foul the other way and out of play. Now, you don't mess with those guys, and so he might have pulled up a little bit.
It's an intimidating bunch.
Yep. Fly ball drilled back into center. Got some carry on it at the wall, and that baby is gone. Home run toward left center field. Green just ran out of room, and Wander Franco got great carry on that one to hit it out. That ball just would not come down.
Watch him drive the ball through the zone. Full extension, high finish, and he creates a ton of backspin. That fastball stayed right in the middle of the plate, and Wander Franco stayed right in the middle of the field with a bomb. And he Randy Arozarena his helmet coming around third base.
Strike to Paredes. 1-1. Well, he had a little quad issue in the closing days of spring training. Got back in, said, I'm going to play. And there's 2 hits today. Picked up the base hit back in the first inning, and now the home run in the 8th to make it 4-0. The Rays with 2 home runs in this game.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, Dwayne, but they're on pace for 324 this season. That probably will lead the league.
Got a shot. Full count now.
And they're not done yet.
So right. Got a couple of bats to go, or a couple outs to go here with at bats. See another 3-2 pitch to Paredes. Well, you've got some guys. Paredes, one of them. Then Arozarena. Then Raley, Margot, and Lau. I mean, you look at this lineup. There's some guys who can pop the ball.
You're going to spread it around. You know, we talked about Brandon Lau earlier in the game. You know, 39 back in 2021. But Paredes, you know, with 20 a season ago. Arozarena hit 20 a season ago. So you've got a number of guys that could hang out in that little area code. Combine that with some of the speed and athleticism and being good base runners, taking the extra base. You got a chance to find different ways to score runs.
Ball hit on the ground to third. Butler turns and makes the throw. Paredes is the first out. Took another look or two at the home run ball.
Now, middle of the plate, full extension. He stays through the baseball, and that's where that carry comes from. And he drops it right out there in section 149. There goes the Arozarena helmet.
Strike to Randy Arozarena. 1-1. Well, the Rays up by 4. Fairbanks had been throwing in the bullpen. He's joined now by Kevin Kelly. Fly ball, right center field, and that's going to be caught. Kinstry tracks it down just in front of the track. 2 gone after the home run. Here's Luke Raley. Raley entered as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning. Over a run with a base hit. down right side. Glove by Scope. The first going to be in time. Rays add a run on the home run by Wander Franco. And it's a 4-0 ball game. We'll have an opening day recap. The press conference from Kevin Cash. Interviews from the Rays clubhouse all coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Advent Health. There's a series with a home run in this game. Wander Franco has hit one. Rays have a 4-0 lead. Pete Fairbanks is the fourth pitcher of the day for the Rays. He finished very strong last year, giving up no runs in his final 22 appearances. How about the strikeouts? 38
in 24 innings.
Yep.
You know, you combine that with just 3 walks, you just don't have much of a chance.
Torkelson fouls a pitch away. Strike one. One. Red Sox batting in the bottom of the 9th. They've made that a game. That's a 10-8 Baltimore lead now.
Ooh.
How about that?
How about that?
Baltimore had a big lead. 1-2. Oh, look out. That got Bethancourt. He'll come out. Look him over. Now the Orioles at one point had an 8-2 lead, and it's now 10-8. Well, there's a look. Zach Eflin will be starting Saturday. And our coverage will begin at 3:30. It's a 4:10 first pitch. Zach Eflin makes his Rays debut against Detroit. And then Jeffrey Springs will work in the 1:10 game on Sunday. So day off tomorrow, and then Eflin Saturday and Springs on Sunday. Bethancourt feeling better.
Marginally.
Yep. Well, they say that time heals all wounds, and that's partially true. Ground ball, shortstop, surrounded by Franco, and his throw to first right on the money. One out in the 9th. And the former Ray, Austin Meadows, will step in. Meadows has 2 of the 5 Detroit hits and rolls it through the right side past Paredes, who went diving to his right. And Meadows is 3 for 4.
Well, Isaac Paredes starting this game over at third base and moving later on to first. And he's got a chance for the backhand dive, and that ball actually overdove off the thumb of the glove. Ends up being between the glove and the body. Too much range.
Interesting concept there. Now Cabrera pops it up. It's Brandon Lau, a couple steps into the outfield. So right back without number 2. Well, the Rays an out away from posting a victory here. Scopes going to be lifted, and Nick Maton will bat for him. Scope had gone 0 for 2 with a walk. It's a ball, 1-0. Well, the Rays opening at home for the 13th time in the last 14 years. And they're trying to close it out, 1 out away. Two and one. Clanahan, 87 pitches, 6 innings. Poche an inning. Adam an inning. Now Fairbanks. And now it's going to take the count. 2-2.
Boy, a couple of sliders here back to back. Nasty by Fairbanks. Boy, he's got a lot that he lays at the feet of a hitter too.
Maton taking his time out of the batter's box.
Well, you get your 1 called timeout per plate appearance, and taking advantage of it here, down to his last strike. Tigers down to their last strike. There's the long hold. Knowing he can't call.
And a ground ball right back, sharply hit. Fairbanks got the glove down there, and the toss to first will end it. And the Rays are winners to open the brand new season. It's a 4-0 final, a combination shutout by McClanahan, Poche, Adam, and Fairbanks. For the Rays, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And for the Tigers, no runs, 6 hits. We'll be back in a moment.